This is big shed, of course. I've got it pretty well organized now. I've got my machine bolted to the floor, got my little lathe set up, I've got my little lounge set up. That's a pile of rubbish that's to go to the tip, apart from the vacuum cleaner. I'm keeping that, obviously. This is my main workbench, various other car parts. That's the girder I had to buy just to be able to get the mill in place, because it weighs about 300 kg. But that'll be really useful when I'm doing car stuff like lifting engines up and things like that. So it's on wheels and you can move it around. Here's the Riley, that's coming along nicely. MG's over there. Another workbench. And I bought all the shelving as well when we moved in. And there's the little Austin. So I'm still waiting to find out what happens about getting this on the road, but it turns out there's a whole bunch of car people in the Vintage Car Club at the moment who are trying to get cars on the road, and we're having all sorts of difficulties. So it's like they've suddenly made it really, really difficult for us to get them on the road. There's the wheels for the Riley. I think eventually what I'll end up doing is the Austin will park further back here and the MG will park in front of it, so that when I'm up to building the body for the Riley, I can have I'll have the chassis on its wheels then, so this will be rolling and I can roll this to here and then build the body behind it. And then using my girder thing, it's easy to lift the body on and off the chassis as I need to. I still need to make shelving for all the loose bits of steel. I want to put those up on the wall behind there, but because of this timber shortage at the moment, I can't get the timber I need to be able to do it. So it's pretty organized in here. And this is the view. So that's the garden stuff we're doing at the moment. There's the house and the spa pool. There's Charter doing something, shoveling her muck. Oh, you can sort of see a lot of the trees we've planted there. And then that's my little electronics lab. That's Charter's office. And that's a new little garden we put in fairly recently. And you can just see down the bottom of the tree the cat in the cat tunnel. And then that's the water tank, and behind there is the woodshed. And then the cat prison. There's another little garden we've put in. And then this is the little tractor shed we got for all the garden tools and things. I think that was a good idea in the end, because it keeps it separate from the garage. You don't have to go and open up the garage and open the garage doors to get things in and out. There was a tree there that we killed. This one we've put in is a walnut tree, and we might eventually get rid of these other trees, but they're kind of okay for now. But they're falling apart a little bit. Branches keep falling off them and they're quite hollow. This is just the other side of the big shed and the little tractor shed. I'm sort of right near the gate, so this is the road that goes down to the beach. And then you can sort of see here how we fenced in the dogs with this black mesh. And then in here we've planted fruit trees, there's citrus trees, and Charter built up a garden all the way around the concrete planters. So we put in macrocarpet edging and then filled it up with compost. And there's all sorts of things growing in there now. There's more plants, another tree there. And then this is the last mound of compost we got delivered that's being moved around. So there's the garden all through here. These are the Feijoa trees. Big pile of bark mulch stuff and also a big pile of stones. I think we got 3 cubic meters of stones that we're sort of putting around the place. And that's just a little sort of trench full of stones just to help drain some of the water away. This is some sort of weird fruiting tree apparently. Whatever that is. And then more trees. This is kind of a pit. Charter dug this thinking it would help drain the water away, but all it really does is turn into a pond. And we don't really want a pond here. But so we can have some sort of watery plants, we've repurposed these laundry tubs. And we can put the plants that need to be wet in those, and they can grow in there, because we figure in summer it's going to get really hot and all of this is going to dry out, and it'd be really hard to keep a pond going and keep everything wet. So we're going to keep piling up the stones, and then we're going to trim those down, these tubs, so the edges are at the top of the stones, and then the watery plants can go in there. We're going to get a few more to go into that side as well. And then every time you go down to the beach, which is only like a 5-10 minute drive, we get bits of driftwood. I found this one the other day, which is kind of interesting because it's got stones embedded in it. What else? This is our little garden. We're repurposing the top of what was the sand pit, which is now my veggie garden. So we're going to use that as a seat. And I'm going to mount this rail to the side here, and these are the legs which will be buried down into the ground and then sit on top of these pavers, so that we've got a nice little seat on the side there. And this will be a kind of courtyard thing. So we've started partitioning it off. And then this is a kind of shade garden with ferns and various bits and pieces. There's a cat. So we have finished the cat tunnel now. So that goes all the way along here. This was actually a chicken coop thing. And I put through the cat door there, so the cats and the dogs can go in and out now as they want. And we put some mesh up in the tree and a little platform so the cats can go up there. But they're too fat and lazy. I don't know what that one's doing. They do like to be poked with a stick. It's a bit tricky. So that's a cat poking stick. So this is another seat, but the cats can go up in there and up in the tree if they want to. There's a couple of horses. So the cat tunnel goes all the way along into the cat prison. Oh, there's the other one. Jasper. No, he's not moving. Oh no, here he comes. Come and attack the stick. This one's vicious. Wow. He's not very coordinated. So they're quite happy in here. Another bit of garden there. It's our firewood pile. And then more wood there. And then there's another garden here, and I think we're going to extend it all the way along, which is why the grass has all been killed off. This is Charter's office. Oh, I can have a look in. So this is where she works from. Smelling the cat poo. But at least now they can go in and out as they please, so they're not trapped in here. So, another small garden with some palm trees. They're Chatham Island Nikau palms. And we've got fruit trees. This is the plum. Just starting to sprout. And then there's another plum up here. This one's starting to grow. And then there's some grapes here. So I put in this fence post and put in the wires. It's just various things growing there, and we've got 2 little grapevines which haven't started growing yet, which is good because we've had a couple of little frosts, but nothing too bad. And we've piled the stones up underneath it to help. In summer it'll help with the heat, to build up the heat underneath the grapes. Another garden there. Spa pool, of course. So that's kind of the view from the spa pool. Nice view of the hills and the horses and the grapevines. This is my little electronics lab. Got everything set up in here now. This is ventilation, so I still need to get some wood so I can make a panel that goes in the door frame with the exhaust ducting out of it. So this is for when I'm 3D printing or laser cutting or soldering. So that sucks all the smoke and fumes and things out because there aren't any windows. So that's the 3D printer, the Enigma machine that I'm still working on. This is the laser cutter, which I've got running now as well. Just turn that off. That's my old TV, which I'm using as a monitor in here. Stuff for making models. My box for making beef jerky. Just all sorts of other stuff. This is the little weather station, which was a housewarming present really from Charter's mum. So it's quite good, but it's wireless, so it hooks to the Wi-Fi, which is why we've got it set up to the internet. Then through here we can lock the dogs in here now, so we've fully fenced it around. This black stuff, so that keeps the dogs in. So there's a little garden there. Oh, there's one of the dogs. Oh, here's the other one. So this is the other veggie garden. Peas. That's how you can tell we're rural. All peas. We've had quite a few broccoli already that we've eaten. This stuff was here when we first moved in. The strawberries were here when we moved in as well, but I think we've planted some more. These various flowers and bits and pieces. Fruit trees. These are some of Charter's hundreds of bulbs. And then I made that sort of little rail thing there. What we're going to do is either run strings up to there or some sort of mesh or something, so we can grow things up that as well. We haven't done that yet. There's a potato in a bag. There's Little Shed. And we haven't finished putting the little paving stones actually and setting them into the ground yet. But this is the other little veggie garden. So there's peas, I think these are lettuce, and there's lots of radishes and flowers, and then there's more potatoes along there. And we got a good deal on the compost bins by getting Mitre 10 to match the price. They reckon they'll beat any listed price by 15%, and we found that placemakers were advertising them cheaper. So we went to Mitre 10 and told them, and after quite a bit of mucking around, and the woman had to look on the website and all sorts of things, they gave them to us 15% less. So we got 3 of them. That's the main water tank for the house. This is my little storage cabinet thing. It came off a power pole up in Avondale near my old house. And then, yeah, it's just the driveway.